All right, we can do the one Trey suggested. We just do the ones on practice test 2. We can do that.
Ooh, now I gotta flip her back through.
I like to leave one practice test for you to do on your own.
Ooh.
But we can go ahead and do this. And I may make up a couple of new ones to go along with them. So here are the 2. What are you doing?
My pencil is stuck in my pocket.
I ate too much.
How's your day, Trey?
Great.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Our job is to reduce this, to simplify this. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Will you tell me, what are we going to do? We're going to, all right, our rule of thumb is, if it is a sine or a cosine, leave it. If it's not a sine or a cosine, change it into a sine or a cosine. So cosecant is 1 over sine. Now, you need to know that. Divided by secant, which is 1 over cosine. Now, when I divide, I have a fraction divided by another fraction.
Oh, you flip it first.
I flip the second flip. So it's 1 over sine times cosine over 1.
Which is tan.
Which is cosine over sine, which is cotangent. So that reduces to cotangent.
Let's do it next.
Now, on these problems, you guys, do not leave them blank. Even if you're not sure, try something. Because if you leave it blank, I can give you nothing. If you at least write something down, maybe there'll be partial credit there. No promises, but maybe. Right? Okay. All right, so now I'm looking at this one. Now, you really have to have practiced a little bit. When we see cosine squared, my job is to simplify that. I would love to be able to cancel, but that's a cosine and that's a sine and they don't cancel. However, what do I know about cosine squared? Cosine squared. Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1, right? So let's get this by itself. Move this over here. What is cosine squared the same as? 1 minus sine squared. And I know we talked about this last time we were together. When you have the difference of squares, when you have a square minus a square, so this might be a 4, or this might be a 9, or this might be a 16. When you have a square minus a square, you're going to factor that into 1 minus sine, 1 plus sine. And what happens when we do that? We can cancel the 1 minuses, and our answer is 1 plus sine. Now, let me look at another one like that, just to make sure. God, what if we had something like this? Okay, not square the bottom, but factor the bottom. This is the difference of squares. You see it? It's just like this was. So how does that bottom factor? How does this factor? 4 plus cosine, 4 minus cosine. those will cancel, and I'll have 1 over 4 minus cosine. All right, let's try one more of those. How about, all right, what about the top?
That's 3.
Cosine plus 3,
Minus 3.
cosine minus 3.
It'll be just that over 1.
These will cancel, and we'll be left with cosine x minus 3. Right? Okay.
Pretty good.
What if we had, what if it said simplify this? Okay, well, if it's not one of those with squares in it, what do? If it's not a sine or a cosine, we change it, right? So this is gonna be sine over cosine plus cosine over sine. Is that okay so far? Now, what do we do when we add fractions? These are two fractions. We need a common denominator. Our common denominator will have to be a cosine and a sine. So I'm going to multiply this one by cosine. Oh no, I'm not.
It was by sine.
That was by sine, thank you, Greg. I'll multiply this one by sine and this one by cosine. Right? Now, do they both have the same denominator now? So now I can add them. They both are over sine, cosine. So what have I got here? Sine squared. What do I have here? Oh my gosh! Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. So I have 1 over sine cosine.
It looks easy, but when you go to test, I don't know how to
Swear to God.
Well, definitely that's the hardest part of the test. But, like I said, you need, even if you are clueless, try something. Try something. Because if you leave it blank, it's wrong. Alright, is there anything else you can think about? Look at those practice tests. Is there anything else you think might trip you up tomorrow? You guys do an extended time. Make sure you have a calculator with you because you can't do this without a calculator. Trey?
Number of squares, number of triangles.
How many triangles are possible?
Yeah, that would be.
Alright, so how many directions say how many triangles are possible? So the triangle might look like this.
This board.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to know heroes and.
Yeah.
You have to know how to find the area. Yeah.
We have to like memorize all.
Yes. Yes.
You write on the board real fast?
Well, let me finish this problem and then we'll make a list of everything you think we need to know. Alright, so it says how many triangles are possible. So how do we start? Law of sines.
Sine of
So
53
sine of 53.
over and over equals sine of C over N.
Alright. Now, Trey, I'm doing this problem for you, sweet pea, so I need
I
you
was
to pay
asking
attention.
something.
Wait, pause. Is this a random problem or?
This is a random problem.
Okay.
Yep. I'm just doing random problems now that people think they might have a hard time with.
I got you.
So we are finding, so it's gonna look just like this. How many triangles are possible? Set up my law of sines. Now I'm gonna go to my calculator. Bless
Bless
you.
you.
And when I type it in, I'm gonna get a decimal. So I know I have to second sign that, right? because I'm looking for an angle. I wanna know what that angle is. So I second sign it, and I got 62.5.
You add those up.
No, I'm gonna add those up. I come over here, and I say, okay, so one possible angle C is 62.5. The other one would be 180 minus that, which is 117.5.
So there's two angles. I mean, there's two.
Is it okay to have a 53 and a 117? Yes. So both angle C's work, so there are two possible triangles. All right? So one of the things we need to know for sure tomorrow is the law of sines.
I know that one.
Everybody's got that?
Yeah.
Okay. We also need to know the law of cosines. And the law of cosines, I don't know, law of cosines says x squared equals y squared plus z squared
There's two.
minus 2yz cosine x. That's the law of cosines, where x squared is matching up with angle x, and y and z are the other two sides. That's the law of cosines. We need to know that. Sines and cosines, obviously. We also need to know how to find the area of a triangle.
Is that one?
So one of our area formulas is 1/2 side sine of included angle.
Alright.
So you have a situation like this, side included angle,
What about the heroes?
right? We also need to know Hero's formula, which says the area of a triangle is the square root of S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. And what's S? Semi-perimeter, half the perimeter.
And then add subtract.
And A, B, and C are the sides of
It's like
the
a,
triangle,
you, write some, graduation lecture, man, on before this movie.
right? I think, well, and then of course to do the first problems, you have to remember tangent equals sine over cosine. I mean, you have to remember those things to do those first couple problems. Do you think there's going to be a polygon inside a circle on the test? Okay, so let's just quickly review. We're gonna draw our circle, and then let's say it's a hexagon. Hexagon would be 6, so we'd set up 6 marks, and we'd connect the marks, right? And then they'll tell us what the radius is, so let's say it's 10. Then we draw in all the triangles, right? Am I moving too fast? Everybody keeping up here? All right, and I know all those folks are 10. So I would have to find this central angle right here. And since there's 6 of them, it would be 360 divided by 6. It would be 60. Is that right? So if I wanted area, remember this was a 2-part question on the practice test. If I wanted area, 1/2 side sine times 6. If I wanted perimeter, I would need the law of cosines and then times 6. Remember when you do the law of cosines, you have to square root it. Remember that? There's probably going to be a parallelogram problem on the test. So you remember what a parallelogram looks like? Slanted rectangle. And I'll give you one of the angles, I'm sure. So let's say I said this one was 50. If you need that one, you know it's 130. Because these two angles always add up to 180. Always. Now, you may or may not need that angle, but if you do, you know what it is. I'm trying to think what else there is. pretty short. This should be an opportunity to get, hopefully, a good score. Okay,
I concur.
play a game.
Yeah, I do this problem.
Ooh, yes.
So move the
Team.
test till Monday?
Run up to the board, answer question. Let's
How
go.
much time do we have left?
2
3
minutes.
Oh,
It's not enough time.
Pass this to the next time.
Okay, we can do one problem, all right. So get yourself a
Chauncey, you got
team.
this.
Never heard anybody's like, oh, I got
Take one to the whole right side, left side.
All right, Chris, go ahead and turn the video off. We don't need this video.